The Enlightenment era, also known as the Age of Reason, was a period in European history during the 17th and 18th centuries characterized by a surge in intellectual and philosophical advancements. This era marked a significant shift from traditional authority and religious dogma towards a focus on reason, science, and individual rights. The Enlightenment laid the foundation for modern Western thought and had a profound impact on various aspects of society, including science, philosophy, and political thought. During the Enlightenment, thinkers and scholars across Europe challenged the prevailing beliefs of the time, advocating for rationality, empiricism, and the pursuit of knowledge through observation and experimentation. This emphasis on reason and evidence-based inquiry revolutionized the field of science, leading to groundbreaking discoveries and advancements in various disciplines. Scientists such as Isaac Newton, Galileo Galilei, and Johannes Kepler made significant contributions to fields like physics, astronomy, and mathematics, shaping our understanding of the natural world. In the realm of philosophy, Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke, Voltaire, and Jean-Jacques Rousseau championed ideas such as individual liberty, equality, and the social contract. These philosophers critiqued the existing social and political structures, advocating for the rights of individuals and the importance of governance based on consent and reason. Their ideas laid the groundwork for modern political theory and influenced the development of democratic ideals and human rights. The absence of Enlightenment values in society can have far-reaching consequences on the progress of democratic ideals and human rights. Without the emphasis on reason, tolerance, and individual autonomy promoted during the Enlightenment, societies may struggle to uphold principles of equality, freedom, and justice. In the absence of a commitment to rational inquiry and evidence-based decision-making, scientific progress may be hindered, leading to a stagnation in technological advancements and medical breakthroughs. Furthermore, without a foundation of Enlightenment values, political systems may be prone to authoritarianism, oppression, and the violation of human rights. The principles of individual liberty, equality before the law, and government accountability that emerged during the Enlightenment are essential for the protection of democratic values and the promotion of human rights. In the absence of these values, societies may face challenges in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of their citizens, leading to social unrest, inequality, and injustice. The influence on science. The Enlightenment era was a pivotal period in the history of science, marked by a shift towards reason, empiricism, and the pursuit of knowledge through observation and experimentation. Enlightenment principles played a crucial role in shaping the scientific revolution and laying the foundation for modern scientific thought. Without the influence of Enlightenment ideals, the development of scientific thought and progress may have faced significant setbacks, hindering advancements in various fields of study. Enlightenment principles like reason and empiricism were central to the scientific revolution that took place during this era. Thinkers such as Francis Bacon and René Descartes emphasized the importance of using reason and evidence to understand the natural world, challenging traditional beliefs and superstitions. The scientific method, which emerged during the Enlightenment, provided a systematic approach to conducting experiments, making observations, and drawing conclusions based on empirical evidence. This emphasis on rational inquiry and empirical observation revolutionized the way scientific knowledge was acquired and validated. Without the influence of Enlightenment ideals, scientific advancements may have been hindered, leading to a stagnation in the progress of various fields of study. The rejection of superstition and dogma during the Enlightenment allowed scientists to explore new ideas and challenge existing theories, leading to groundbreaking discoveries and innovations. The emphasis on reason and evidence-based inquiry provided a solid foundation for scientific inquiry, fostering a culture of critical thinking and intellectual curiosity. Specific examples of scientific discoveries that may have been hindered without the influence of Enlightenment ideals include advancements in fields such as astronomy, physics, and medicine. During the Enlightenment, scientists like Isaac Newton and Galileo Galilei made significant contributions to our understanding of the universe, developing theories and laws that revolutionized the field of physics. Newton's laws of motion and universal gravitation, for example, laid the groundwork for modern physics and influenced scientific thought for centuries to come. In the absence of Enlightenment values, scientific progress may have been impeded by a lack of emphasis on reason, evidence, and critical thinking. The rejection of traditional authority and superstition during the Enlightenment allowed scientists to challenge prevailing beliefs and explore new avenues of inquiry. Without this intellectual freedom and commitment to rational inquiry, scientific discoveries may have been limited, hindering the advancement of knowledge and understanding in various scientific disciplines. The impact on philosophy. The Enlightenment era was a transformative period in the history of philosophy, characterized by a rejection of traditional beliefs and authority in favor of reason, individual autonomy, and the pursuit of knowledge. Enlightenment philosophy challenged established norms and dogmas, paving the way for new schools of thought and intellectual inquiry. Without the influence of Enlightenment values, the evolution of philosophical ideas and frameworks may have been stifled, limiting the progress of philosophical thought and inquiry. Enlightenment philosophy challenged traditional beliefs and authority by advocating for the use of reason and critical thinking in the pursuit of knowledge. Thinkers like John Locke, Voltaire, and Immanuel Kant questioned the legitimacy of religious and political institutions, emphasizing the importance of individual liberty, equality, and rational inquiry. The Enlightenment marked a departure from the reliance on divine revelation and superstition, encouraging philosophers to explore new ideas and challenge existing paradigms. The absence of Enlightenment values could have stifled philosophical inquiry and progress by limiting the freedom of thought and expression. Without the emphasis on reason, evidence, and critical thinking promoted during the Enlightenment, philosophers may have been constrained by traditional beliefs and societal norms. The rejection of authority and dogma during this era allowed for the development of diverse philosophical perspectives and the exploration of new ideas, fostering a culture of intellectual curiosity and innovation. In a world without Enlightenment influence, philosophical frameworks may have differed significantly from those that emerged during this era. The principles of individual liberty, equality, and reason that underpinned Enlightenment philosophy shaped the development of modern philosophical thought, influencing concepts such as human rights, democracy, and ethics. Without the Enlightenment's emphasis on rational inquiry and empirical evidence, philosophical ideas may have been limited by religious doctrine, superstition, and authoritarianism. The absence of Enlightenment values in philosophical discourse may have led to a lack of critical engagement with established beliefs and traditions, hindering the evolution of philosophical thought. The Enlightenment's emphasis on reason, empiricism, and individual autonomy provided a foundation for the development of diverse philosophical schools of thought, fostering a culture of intellectual openness and debate. Without this commitment to rational inquiry and intellectual freedom, philosophical progress may have been constrained, limiting the exploration of new ideas and perspectives in the field of philosophy. Political thought and democratic ideals. The Enlightenment era played a pivotal role in shaping concepts of democracy and individual rights, laying the foundation for modern political thought and governance. Enlightenment principles such as reason, equality, and individual liberty were instrumental in the development of democratic ideals and the establishment of political systems based on the consent of the governed. Without the influence of Enlightenment values, the evolution of democratic governance and the protection of individual rights may have faced significant challenges, potentially leading to the rise of authoritarian regimes and the erosion of democratic principles. Enlightenment principles were central to shaping concepts of democracy and individual rights during this era. Thinkers like John Locke, Montesquieu, and Jean-Jacques Rousseau advocated for the principles of popular sovereignty, separation of powers, and the social contract, laying the groundwork for democratic governance and the protection of individual liberties. The Enlightenment emphasized the importance of reason, tolerance, and equality before the law, challenging traditional hierarchies and authoritarian rule. The absence of Enlightenment values may have hindered the development of democratic ideals and political systems by limiting the emphasis on reason, individual rights, and government accountability. Without the influence of Enlightenment principles, societies may have struggled to establish democratic governance based on the consent of the governed and the protection of individual liberties. The rejection of traditional authority and the promotion of rational inquiry during the Enlightenment provided a framework for the development of democratic institutions and the safeguarding of human rights. Historical contexts where the lack of Enlightenment values led to authoritarian regimes serve as cautionary examples of the potential consequences of neglecting principles of reason, tolerance, and individual liberty. In the absence of Enlightenment influence, societies may be susceptible to the consolidation of power by authoritarian leaders, the suppression of dissent, and the violation of human rights. The rejection of democratic ideals and the erosion of individual liberties can lead to social unrest, inequality, and injustice, undermining the foundations of a free and democratic society. The Enlightenment's emphasis on reason, equality, and individual rights provided a framework for the development of democratic governance and the protection of human rights. Without the influence of Enlightenment values, the evolution of democratic ideals and political systems may have been hindered, leading to potential challenges in establishing governance based on principles of liberty, equality, and justice. The lessons of the Enlightenment remind us of the importance of upholding democratic values and protecting individual rights in the face of authoritarianism and oppression. Conclusion. The Enlightenment era, with its emphasis on reason, empiricism, and individual rights, had a profound impact on the development of science, philosophy, and political thought. The absence of Enlightenment values may have hindered progress in these areas, leading to potential setbacks in democratic ideals and human rights. As we reflect on the implications of the absence of the Enlightenment on society, it becomes clear that upholding these values is essential for fostering progress, critical thinking, and the protection of democratic principles and human rights. Enlightenment values played a crucial role in fostering progress and critical thinking in science, philosophy, and political thought. The emphasis on reason, evidence-based inquiry, and individual autonomy during the Enlightenment challenged traditional beliefs and authority, paving the way for new ideas and innovations. Without the influence of Enlightenment values, societies may struggle to uphold principles of equality, freedom, and justice, hindering progress in scientific advancements, philosophical inquiry, and democratic governance. The interconnectedness of science, philosophy, politics, and societal progress highlights the importance of embracing Enlightenment values in modern society. The Enlightenment era demonstrated the power of reason, tolerance, and intellectual freedom in shaping our understanding of the world and promoting social change. The principles of individual liberty, equality, and government accountability that emerged during this era continue to inform our democratic ideals and human rights frameworks today. As we consider the impact of the absence of the Enlightenment on science, philosophy, and political thought, it is crucial to recognize the enduring relevance of these values in contemporary society. Upholding Enlightenment principles such as reason, tolerance, and individual rights is essential for promoting progress, fostering critical thinking, and safeguarding democratic ideals and human rights. By reflecting on the lessons of the Enlightenment, we can strive to create a more just, equitable, and enlightened society that values reason, freedom, and the pursuit of knowledge for the betterment of all.